Altogether Ooky is brought to you by Marshmallow Fluff, the only good thing that ever came out of Lynn, Massachusetts. You are watching Altogether Ooky, made in the SATV studio in Salem, Massachusetts. I am Clovis Black, but you know me better as the thing that was under your bed when you were little. I know, your mother told you I wasn't real. She was in on it. As I've said before, comicbookplus.com is a great website because you can download all the old public domain comic books you want, and a bunch of them are horror comics. Here's a story from Baffling Mysteries number 6, Macabre Ritual in Witch's Glen. Look there, Tom. What are those people doing? Why are they out in the fog and carrying torches? Do you suppose someone is lost? I have an idea what they're up to, Vicky, but of course, not coming from this part of the country, you wouldn't believe it. They are on a witch hunt. Hey look, Bob Dobbs posed for this. Throughout New England, in the dark glens and the hidden places, when fog gives the night a white blanketed shroud, they say the witches ride, and evil things are done, upon which no mortal eye may look, except for one bedeviled ritual men speak of in whispers, the macabre rite called the Exchange. Tom, you're joking. Surely people don't go in for that kind of hokum. Witch hunts? Why, everyone knows that witches are the products of ignorance and superstition, and don't really exist. Pfft, yeah, there's no such thing as witches. Just ask Christian Day or Laura Cabot. Vicky, you're my girl. I love you, and soon we'll be married. But there are a lot of things about which you know nothing. I come from this country. I know these woods. I have never seen any, but I believe there are witches. What do they want? Why is she stopping us? That's the custom when a witch hunt is on. They warn all travelers. She'll be coming to the car in a moment. Traveler, turn back, for yonder there is evil. Across the stream, where the covered bridge crosses, is the Witch's Glen. We fear that they will hold a conclave tonight. We have to get through. I'm sorry, we can't turn back. Then guard your loved one well, for this is the night a witch will seek human form. She will implant her soul in the body of a beautiful girl. That is why we are hunting them tonight. Guard her well. I will, and I wish you luck and good fortune in your hunting. That girl must be insane, talking all that nonsense about witches. I can't make you feel any different about it, Vicky, but I'll be mighty glad to get out of here past Witch's Glen and on the state highway. As they reached the Witch's Glen, Tom suddenly tugged at the wheel, a frightened expression on his face. Tom, what's wrong? I don't know. The wheel locked. I can't control the car. We're going to crash. Crash. I guess I'm not hurt too badly, but Vicky, she's not here. Vicky, where are you? Frantically, Tom searched for his fiancée, shouting her name, only to have the echo mock him, until, suddenly, deep in the wooded glen, he saw the flickering light of a campfire. There must be someone by the fire. Maybe they've seen Vicky. Maybe I can get help. Heedless of the whipping branches or the wind moaning through the trees, Tom raced along the trail until... Vicky! But, as Tom made a move toward Vicky's unconscious form, the night was suddenly filled with a hideous cackling of foul laughter, and before his horrified eyes, a conclave of witches gathered. Hee! Hee! Wouldn't that be a coven of witches? Whatever. Dance, evil sisters, dance! For here is the one to make our sister young, eternally young. She is mine. Soon I will shed this tired body and put my soul in hers. Then I will be young and strong. So dance, sisters, dance, for this is the night of the Exchange. Wouldn't they already know that this is the night of the Exchange? Why would she have to tell them? Anyway. Tom watched with mounting horror as the evil ritual grew wilder and wilder, and the macabre ceremony reached a blood-curdling climax. Now, sisters, now! Place her body on the dais so my blade can pierce her heart, destroy her soul, and make her ready for the exchange. We prepare the cauldron with the brew of life. For you it shall be life, but for her, death. In the gleam of the firelight, the cruel blade glinted as the witch clutched it in her bony hand and prepared to make the downward plunge of the knife that would forever take Vicky from Tom. And at this moment, Tom leaped forward. "No! Stop! Stop! Don't kill her! I'll do anything to save her life! Anything!" He! At last his love for her overcame his fear. There is one way you can save her. Only one way. So you wish to save her, eh? And you would make any sacrifice for her? Yes, if you're going to kill me with that knife, go ahead. As long as Vicky lives and is unharmed. It was not accident that brought you both here, you know. Through my black magic, I ordered the crash of your car, because I wanted the both of you. You caused this, you foul, ugly hag. If I could get my hands on you, it would do you no good. Besides, you cannot struggle with my sisters. They have the strength of evil. Now, do you wish to bargain for your beloved's life? Yes. What must I do? She is very beautiful, but there is one equally beautiful for whom I will exchange her. You must come with me and help me. You must witness the other's death, for only with mortal eyes looking on can the exchange take effect. Are you ready to accompany me? Yes, but let me go to Vicky first. It is forbidden. She is still ours if you fail me. Come, mortal, it is time. Soon? There is the one who must die in place of your beloved. She is a great enemy of the witches. In the olden days, her family were the fiercest witch hunters, and now she carries on the task they set. You want to kill her because you fear her. Well, duh. Why are people in horror comics so stupid? We fear nothing except the light of day, that, and death at the stake by burning, or being pierced through the body, for then we are totally destroyed. If she ever caught any of us, that would be our fate. You must watch closely, for if you avert your eyes, your loved one dies. You understand? Without a mortal watching, the exchange will fail. I'll watch. Like a man bewitched, Tom watched, fascinated by the ghastly scene that unfolded before him. He! You have been seeking us long. Now, I am here, and you shall die. Witch hunter, your beauty shall be the shell to hide my ugly soul. You will die, but I will be eternal. No, begone, creature of the night. Foul fiend, begone. Now, die! Aye! Now, carry her back to the glen. Hurry, for soon it will be dawn, and then the night of the exchange will be ended. Lift her! Back at the witch's glen. Hail, sisters! I have returned, and this mortal bears the body of the one with which I shall make the exchange. Prepare for the ritual. Hail, sister! In the dark of the evil night we shall perform the rites to make you young again. The shrill incantations rose to a hideous peak as the witches added their unearthly ingredients to the boiling cauldron, until steam spewed from it in a thick curtain, enfolding Tom, the corpse, and the witch. Now, sisters, now! This is the exchange! Before Tom fully understood what was happening, the corpse in his arms stirred to life and moved from him. It's unbelievable! I'm young and lovely, just as she was, but now this beautiful body contains my soul, and I shall be able to walk among people, commit my evil deeds, and no one will ever know I am a witch. No one, that is, but you. Sisters, this one must die, for he has seen the exchange and can expose me. No, wait. I'll never tell. Let me leave with Vicky. But as the menacing circle of crones closed in about him, suddenly, like a clarion bugle, came the crowing of a cock, heralding the dawn. "We must go, sisters. It is dawn." "I, too, must leave. But you shall not escape me. No matter where you go, where you are, I shall find you." And as they had come, the evil assembly vanished, the now beautiful witch fleeing into the gloom of pre-dawn darkness, leaving only Vicky and Tom. They're gone. I must get Vicky out of here. Carrying Vicky, Tom stumbled back to the car, where suddenly the terror of what he had been through became too much, and he collapsed. Oh! From the seemingly endless pit of senselessness, Tom felt himself moving back into the world of light and sound and reality. "Vicky, are you all right? The witches, Where am I?" "In a hospital, dear. I came to after the crash and brought help. You're not badly hurt. Just a mild concussion. Seems to have knocked you into a fantasy about witches. You've been raving about them for an hour. I'll send a nurse in with the sedative. We'd better leave him, miss." Typical doctor, drugs are the answer to everything. It was too real. It couldn't have been a fantasy. I know what happened. I saw it. I was there. I believe, I tell you. Later, "The doctor sent me. I have a sedative for you, sir." "All right. Please come in. I told you that you'd never escape me." "You! No! No! Let me alone!" "Your life is forfeit, and I shall kill you now. As long as you live, I am in danger. In a few moments, ugh, how horrible! She fell onto the picket fence below and was impaled on the spikes. We'd better go down and see what can be done for her." The girl was taken from the fence, and in spite of everything the doctors could do, she's dead. Look! Oh, how ghastly! She's turning into a witch. Why, it's incredible. Well, Vicky, now do you believe me? I wasn't dreaming. Everything happened as I saw it. Oh, Tom, I never thought. Then there really are witches? Or are there? How did they know she was a witch? Did they find a bunch of tumbled stones and a price list? The end. In Salem, the utility boxes are painted by artists. One of them is painted like the TARDIS from the science fiction show Doctor Who. A rumor started that it was going to be repainted. Anyone who knows how dedicated and vocal Doctor Who fans are know that they would not put up with that. They started a Save the TARDIS social media campaign. It turns out that the city was only planning to paint over the words "Police Public Call Box" so that nobody would think that they could actually use to call the police. In any case, the utility box is still painted like the TARDIS. Here's another story from Baffling Mysteries number 6. This one's called Horror on Canvas. In a split second, a carefree life was turned into a thing of horror, and the fires of love became the glowing embers of deadly hatred. And in this tale, a man whose mission was to create beauty became a twisted creature of death, and his once skilled brush painted horror on canvas. "I can't control the car. It's skidding. I'm going to crash." On a wild, rain-swept night, a speeding car skidded out of control to crash with sickening impact, rending metal and glass, carrying a young artist named Blake Roberts to apparent doom. Soon after the crash, ugh, what a mess. That face. Yeah, the poor guy. He's better off dead. I'll go call the morgue wagon, Joe. In 20 years in the force, I never saw anybody that messed up. That midnight, there was a broken silence where the hand of death was harshest. The city morgue, For suddenly one of the shrouded still forms groaned and sat up. Where am I? What is this place? The morgue. I'm in the morgue. I remember the crash. Why, they think I'm dead. I must get out of here. I'm not dead. I don't belong here. Then, hey you, who are you? Where are you going? Back to the living where I belong. What's the matter, Mac? Are you nuts or something? Ah, that face! Geez, Mr. Sensitive over here. You're trying to make me stay in this house of death when I belong with the living. Nothing shall stop me. Then Blake Roberts saw his mangled face reflected in the mirror, and the full impact of the horror that had befallen him struck with sickening reality. My face. My face. My face! No, you're choking me! Ugh! Die. Since my face revolts you, you'll never have to look at it again. For the record, if someone's being strangled to death, they cannot talk. Out into the raging storm he fled, knowing the awful truth, knowing that now he would be shunned by all men. No, no, no! I'd be better off dead. This horrible face! And, as always, the weight of tragedy fell on the shoulders of the ones left behind. And in the apartment of Joan Gordon, Blake's fiancée, there were tears and sorrow for the dead man. Oh, Ted, why did this horrible thing have to happen? Joan, you mustn't. This won't do Blake any good. He wouldn't want you to be unhappy. Ring! The phone. I'll get it. I'm speaking for Miss Gordon. This is Ted Saylor. What? It can't be. All right, we'll be there shortly. What is it, Ted? What happened? Joan, brace yourself for a shock. Blake's body has disappeared from the morgue, and an attendant was murdered. What? Can it be that Blake is alive? Later, at the morgue. Frankly, we don't know. The thing is a complete mystery to us. As far as we know, Blake Roberts is dead. I don't know what to tell you beyond that. I see. Oh, Ted, if only I knew whether Blake is dead or alive. Don't worry, Joan. We won't leave anything undone to find out. But the days became weeks, and the weeks months. And 6 months later, Blake Roberts, in a garret studio in an almost forgotten part of the sprawling city, was hard at work painting. They used to say that I painted beauty, but now I have only hatred and horror in my heart. Beauty is gone for me. Now I paint horror on canvas. I read in the papers that Joan and Ted are getting married, but first they're holding a memorial exhibition of my work in the museum. I have a little surprise for them when the exhibit opens tomorrow. They'll find the masterpieces of the new Blake Roberts, masterpieces of horror. That evening, at the museum where the exhibition was to be held, no one is allowed in here, Mac. It's after closing time. That's why I came now. There's no one to interrupt my work. You'll have to get out and... Ah! Ha! 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 Trying to stop me? Nothing can stop a dead man. Then Blake put his mad plan into work. I'll hang these new ones. These ugly, sordid paintings which come from the depths of my horror-racked soul. And I'll destroy the old, beautiful paintings which came from the brush of the Blake Roberts who exist no more. A furor was caused when the slain guard was found, followed by the discovery of the mutilated paintings and the ghastly substitutes. But to Blake it made no difference. Like a man inspired, he worked day and night on a new painting. And after long, frenzied hours of madly inspired work at the painting, finished, the greatest triumph of my life. This painting shall be my guide, my mentor, for in it I have poured all my hatred and bitterness. It is foul and as evil as I am. And from it I shall draw the strength and courage of my mission, to destroy beauty. I shall kill, and kill again wherever I see beauty. After the completion of the painting, Blake Roberts became a man possessed, for the bloodlust rose in his veins, and he became a mad, demented killer with one mission, to seek out and destroy beauty. Daily Herald, monster still at large, another beauty slain. Again and again he struck, growing bolder with each slaying, yet able to avoid capture. Marianne Terry, the most beautiful girl in the world in Orchids for tonight. I shouldn't have stayed this late. There's no one around. I'd better get a cab. I've waited a long time for you. No! Too late. You are so beautiful, but in a few moments that beauty will be gone. You will be a corpse, a rotting, ugly corpse. Ugh! You're growing uglier and uglier. I have destroyed your beauty. Later, if only we could catch him. He's a monster. They named him right. The poor girl. The pattern of death continued, and with each crime, Blake's twisted mind became further lost in the maze of his hideous madness. For now he spoke to the painting, and seemed to hear it answer him. Now tell me what to do. I followed your bidding, and I must go on destroying, bringing misery, blighting beauty. You're forgetting Joan and Ted. Today is their wedding anniversary. They are happy. You must destroy her, for Joan is very beautiful. Yes, she must die too. She must be made to suffer the extreme ugliness, death. Out into the night that was wild with rain and lightning, a night like the one on which he met his accident, Blake plunged, in his hard admission of death, highlighted against the macabre background of wind and rain and lightning. Later, in Joan and Ted's home, Joan was getting ready for a gay anniversary party. A gay anniversary party? They must be in Massachusetts. There she is. She looks well and happy and beautiful. Soon I'll change all that. I've come back, Joan. You're Blake. Aye! Joan, what? I'll kill you, too. The two men locked in a death struggle, and Ted's frantic hand found a bread knife. Ah! Must get out of here. The painting. Back to the painting. Like a stricken animal, Blake plunged through the storm, seeking the only refuge he knew, while the pursuit behind him followed on his heels. I've come back to you. This is the end, Blake Roberts. Come closer, for now you must go back to the death which you cheated a year ago. And as the dying madman staggered to the painting, the monstrosity he had created entered his body, for his painting was Blake's soul, the evil, twisted soul that had been formed on that night of horror when he awoke in the morgue. In the next ghastly moment, Blake was returned to the arms of the death he had escaped, for in truth, these past months he had been a living dead man. As he crumpled to the dust of the grave, the door was smashed in. There's nobody here, Mr. Sailor. Are you sure you followed him? Yes, when I picked you men up, I saw him run in here. What? No one here, just this skeleton in rags. And these horror paintings. I don't understand how... Ted, take me home. It's all too horrible. All right, darling. But I wonder if we will ever find out who the monster was. I know it was Blake, but wherever he is, I'll not reveal the secret of his tortured brain. The end. So far, most of this show has just been me speaking. I'm getting tired of the sound of my own voice. Yeah, I know, first time for everything, ha ha. If you are Altogether Ooky, go to altogetherooky.com to find out how to submit. We're looking for people to read scary stories out loud, horror fans, singers, and more. Until next time, my fellow ghouls, I leave you with the stolen catchphrase, Excelsior!